The country braces for heightened political events from start of the coming week. The first meeting of the House of Representatives has been scheduled for this Monday, 9th of January. And as per constitutional guidelines, the election of the Speaker needs to be held within 15 days of the first House session. It means that the looming power-sharing confusion will have more or less cleared within 2 weeks' time from now. Good morning, I'm Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the top stories of the hour. Draft of the Common Minimum Programme provided finishing touches. Final draft to be presented to the high-level political mechanism today. With the spreading of measles outbreak, a vaccination campaign against the dreaded illness picks up in Nepalganj. Lack of awareness proving detrimental for effective campaigning. The prolonged cold spell in Madhya province impacts general life. The underprivileged Dome community that struggles with basic needs of life hard hit. And the Bhutanese club up against Sankata in the title clash of the Aharara Gold Cup in Pokhara later today. The match billed as a clash between experience versus youth exuberance. Draft of the Common Minimum Programme of the government has been prepared. The task force formed to prepare the draft gave the final shape to the draft yesterday. Meeting of the task force held at Singhadarbar prepared the draft of the government's Common Minimum Programme by prioritizing economic growth and good governance in the country. The draft of the Common Minimum Programme is to be presented to the high political mechanism today, while the mechanism is to make the final document public. Prior to this, parties of the ruling coalition had submitted their respective recommendations to the task force. The draft was formed by including those recommendations. However, sources have alleged the Common Minimum Programme of remaining silent over contentious political issues. First meeting of the House of Representatives slated for Monday is to be held by following the previous regulation. The all-party meeting held yesterday, including representatives of the parties elected to the lower house, has decided to hold a meeting by following the regulation of 2017. Based on the existing provision, a speaker of the lower house has to be elected within 15 days of the first meeting of the parliament, which falls on 23rd of January. Political parties have held basic discussions regarding the speaker as well. Despite the proposal of Nepali Congress lawmaker and Chief Whip Ramesh Lekhak to hold the election for Speaker on the 21st of January, a date for the poll is yet to be decided. Meanwhile, the all-party meeting also has prepared a draft for time allocation for political parties. A period of 2 hours has been allocated for parties to address the first meeting of the parliament based on their stature in the lower house. Meanwhile, 5 minutes each will be allocated for independent lawmakers. The all-party meeting has also selected a 7-member team to operate the session in the absence of the senior-most lawmaker, Pashupati Samsher Rana. The team includes 2 members, each from Nepali Congress and CPN-UML, alongside 1 each from Rashtra Swatantra Party, Rashtriya Prajatantra Party and Janata Samajwadi Party. Their names are to be submitted to the Parliament Secretariat by the 8th of January. There are a total of 12 political parties at the House of Representatives, with 5 of them recognized as National Party, while there are 4 independent lawmakers at the lower house. All 7 provinces have called for the formation of the new government. However, with the trend of waiting for decisions from Singhadarbar, parties in the provinces have yet to claim for Chief Minister. While provincial leaders are waiting for signals from central leaders, the high-ranking officials of the parties have not been able to reach a consensus on any package deal. With the deadline for formation of provincial governments inching closer, pressure is mounting on the political parties. Provinces are feeling the pressure as parties of the ruling coalition have yet to reach a consensus on the package deal for the share of President, Vice President, Speaker, Deputy Speaker and Chief Ministers. As parties are waiting for the vote of confidence for the Prime Minister, only little time will remain for claiming Chief Ministers in provinces. Many UML and Maoist Centre leaders are of the opinion that sharing provinces before the vote of confidence could add complications. No party has a single majority in any of the provinces. However, the ruling coalition has a majority at the all provinces. But with the power share yet to be decided in the federal government, consensus remains elusive in the provinces. CPN-UML's Hikmat Karki and CPN Maoist Centre's Indra Bahadur Ange are the aspirants for Chief Minister in Province 1. In case of Madhya Province, UML, Janata Samajwadi Party and Janamat have claimed the position of the Chief Minister. UML's Jagannath Thapalia, Maoist Centre's Shalikram Jammar Katel and Uddhav Thapa of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party are claiming the Chief Minister post in case of Bagmati province. Nepali Congress is also making an effort to form its government, including RPP in this province. In case of Gandaki province, UML's Khagaraj Adhikari is the lone aspirant, but ensuring a majority depends on the agreement in the centre. Dilemma also persists in Lumbini province as UML and Maoist Centre both are claiming the Chief Minister. In Karnali province, UML's Yamalal Kadel and Rajkumar Sharma of Maoist Centre are aspirants for Chief Minister, while in Sudur Paschim, Khagaraj Bhatta of Maoist Centre, UML's Rajendra Rawal and Nagarik Unmukti Party's Rameshwar Chaudhary are in contention. Province governors have called for formation of the government as provisioned by the sub-Article 2 of the Article 168 of the Constitution, which requires the support of 2 or more parties. Failing to generate required majority before the deadline will hand power to the largest party as provisioned by sub-Article 3. Now, Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police has arrested Acham's Prithvi Bahadur Shah and 6 of his accomplices on charges of smuggling illegal money from the US. All the 7 accused have been remanded for 6 days in judicial custody. Bureau Chief AIG Uttam Raj Subedi has informed that the main accused Shah and 6 others have been arrested to carry out the investigation about the illegal money. The Bureau has said that an investigation was launched against Shah as a significantly large volume of money was transacted in the name of Hunting Reserve of Nepal Private Limited from the US. Shah last year was at the center of attention in the infamous controversy involving the then Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma and Nepal Rashtra Bank Governor Mahaprasad Adhikari. Shah and the 6 others have also been charged of duping foreign nationals of millions of dollars through unauthorized entry into their computer systems. According to the CIB, the group has received $4.64 million, 12,000 and 8.25 pounds sterling and over 32 million rupees, which converts into over 649 million rupees through what is called a SWIFT system after the foreigners were duped through fraudulent activities. With the spreading of measles, a vaccination campaign against the dreaded illness has now picked up in Nepalganj from yesterday. 1 child has succumbed to measles while 30 others are sick in the latest cases of outbreak in Nepalganj. However, lack of awareness among the parents and the ongoing cold spell are feared to be detrimental to the success of the vaccination campaign. The measles outbreak was reported in 8 wards of Nepalganj, as the Health Office and Nepalganj sub-metropolis intensified the campaign against the dreaded illness. Children in the age group of 9 months to 15 years have been targeted by the campaign. However, the authorities facing a hard time tracing many children who had missed the routine vaccine. Nepalganj still has parents who harbor the superstition that vaccine should not be taken, while a section of the society is also found to cover up the contraction. 4 children of 1 family in Ward number 5 of Nepalganj sub-metropolis were found to contract the illness. The health officials in Nepalganj have said that the lack of awareness on behalf of the parents has also flared up the outbreak, as they are delaying the medical assistance required to treat their children. Parents are found to be hesitant to take their children to vaccination centers. The health authority in Nepalganj currently has 4,500 doses of vaccine in store, but is facing budget crunch for door-to-door campaign. Bake, with Nepalganj as district headquarters, was earlier declared measles-free, while according to health officials, only 81% children have been vaccinated against measles. The prolonged cold spell in Madhya province has continued as general life has been severely impacted. The underprivileged Dome community that struggles with basic needs of life has been one of the communities that has been the hardest hit. Mishari Malik and Beshan Malik Dome have been living in a small shelter nearby a public pond in Fulgama located in Nagarai municipality of Dhanusha. The 2 families with 24 members face a scarcity of warm clothes and food to shield themselves from the ongoing cold wave. Out of a total population of just over 6 million people in Madhya province, 18% comprises marginalized Dalit community who are exploited, socially excluded and educationally left behind. According to national census recorded in 2011, there were altogether 12,600 members in the Dome community. The community has started organizing themselves to gain their rights since they are deprived of proper education, healthcare and employment, along with the government services. Families of the Dome community who have endured social ills, including untouchability and discrimination since generations, have been earning their living by making various bamboo products. The bamboo utensils produced by these families are used in various functions such as wedding, festivals and even funerals. However, they are also exploited as they do not receive adequate price for their hard work. Even as the government has announced of free education for the children of Dome community, schools still lack proper education environment for the Dome children. The provincial government has put forward schemes like ration cards, living expenses and education campaigns for the Dalit. However, the campaignings are dubbed as dismal. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what could be the reason for the miserable status of national pride projects? Your options are A. Lapses in project selection, B. Snail-paced efforts, and C. Dismal monitoring. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now, in our Public Voice segment, we've asked in all 7 provinces regarding what they think about the campaign of installing statues of animals, fruits and flowers. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
बिग्रियो पुरा एउटा व्यापारीकरण हो
पहिचान र व्यवसाय प्रवर्धनको लागि ठड्याएको हो त्यो राम्रो मानिन्छ
सामरिक महत्त्व नभएको ठाउँमा मूर्तिहरू जताभावी राख्नु त्यसको ऐतिहासिक महत्त्व हुँदैन
अब यो चोकचोकमा यस्तो गर्नु भनेको चाहिँ नाटकै हो
शालिग बनाउनुको ठाउँमा गुरु कुनै लगानी कुनै ठाउँमा कलकारखाना खोल्दिने
मूर्ति बनाउन नराम्रो हो जताभावी
अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय जगतमा नेपालको बदनाम भइरहेको छ
स्थानीय कल्चर पनि झल्काउँछ एक हिसाबले राम्रै हो
यसलाई ठीक भन्न चाहिँ सकिदैन
Let's move on to the international update. Even after the official start of a unilateral ceasefire declared by Moscow and rejected by Kyiv, Ukraine has said artillery fires were heard on the front line near Kremenia in eastern Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin ordered the 36-hour ceasefire starting from midday yesterday to observe Orthodox Christmas. Kyiv has said it has no intention to stop fighting, rejecting the purported truce as a stunt by Moscow to buy time to reinforce troops that have taken heavy losses this week. Russia's defense ministry said its troops began observing the ceasefire from noon Moscow time, but servicemen of the 80th Air Assault Brigade positioned near Kremenia in eastern Donbass said there were no signs of ceasefire. The Orthodox Church observes Christmas on January 7th, although the main Orthodox Church in Ukraine has rejected the authority of Moscow, and many Ukrainian believers have shifted their calendar to celebrate Christmas on 25th of December as in the West. Some still mark the holiday in January. Bhutanese Youth Sports Club BYSC are up against Sankata Club today in the title decider of the 22nd Aharara Gold Cup held in Pokhara. The final has been scheduled for 2 p.m. kickoff in Pokhara Stadium. Both the sides have expressed confidence ahead of the final. The match has been billed as a clash between experience against youth exuberance. Speaking at the pre-match conference in the popular lakeside, Sankata coach Salyan Khadki said the team was prepared for a victory. Captain Sunil Ball said the final was an opportunity to learn from the new youthful team, which has come all the way from the US to participate in the tournament. Coach for Bhutanese Youth Sports Club, Pradeep Humagai, expressed delight over the chance of playing against an experienced club, while the team's captain Pujan Thapa Magar hoped to improve on their previous errors and put up an outstanding display. Sankata have won the tournament once, while this is the first final for BYSC and second participation in the tournament overall. The winner will take home a cash prize of 1.2 million rupees. Runners-up will receive 800,000 rupees. Now, Aharara Gold Cup is among the most prestigious football tournament played outside Kathmandu Valley. The tournament organizers in Pokhara cover for the travel expenses, among others, of the participating teams. However, the second-time participant, Bhutanese Youth Sports Club, have come all the way from the US, spending millions of rupees mainly in travel expenses. The BYSC is essentially based on the community of Bhutanese nationals who were relocated into the third country, US. The club has now arrived in Pokhara to participate at the Aharara Gold Cup and have made their way into the tournament finale. Prior to this, the club also played 2 tournaments held in Chapa's Bhutanese camp, lifting the Jai Humagai Memorial Cup and were the beaten finalists in Namuna Challenge Cup. The BYSC on their way to the final defeated high-profile A-Division club Manang Marshangdi, while in the semi-final they edged over debutant Church Boys to inch closer to the title. They are now pitted against another high-profile A-Division club Sankata in the final today. The club representative meanwhile informed that they have spent around 40 million rupees for the participation in the tournament. All the expenses is said to be covered by the club founder, Shiva Humagai, a relocated business person based in Minnesota. Humagai said that his efforts were towards improving football ties with Nepal, and in the coming days he would try to take Nepali players into the US-based clubs. The BYSC participates in some 4 tournaments held in Minnesota annually. Kathmandu Knights have given a victory target of 155 runs in the match currently underway against Biratnagar Super Kings at the Nepal T20 League. Electing to bat first at TU Cricket Ground, Kathmandu lost 2 quick wickets, that of Sunam Gautam and Lokesh Bam. The Knights' innings was revived by Santosh Karki and English all-rounder Alex Blake, as both of them scored 34 runs each. Sandeep Rajali contributed 30 runs, while skipper Ganendra Malla chipped in with a quick-fire 22 runs off 11 balls to provide respectability to the Kathmandu total. Biratnagar's West Indies recruit Raj Nanan was the pick of the bowlers with 4 wickets. Chasing 155 runs for victory, Biratnagar lost the wicket of Arjun Saud for 10 runs. When the report last reached us, Biratnagar have put themselves in a strong position as they have scored 80 runs for the loss of 1 wicket in 10 overs. The winner of the match will qualify for the playoffs, finishing in the 3rd position. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.